Everyone, welcome to the Outlet Podcast channel. My name is Gazy. I'm the host of the Outlet Podcast, and I invite you to check out my iTunes, Soundcloud, Stitcher Radio podcast. Oh, well, messed that up. Yeah, but no, I got a podcast, Outlet Podcast, and I love to talk about social issues, things involved in anime, cosplay. I love music. I posted a number of acoustic sessions on my, some are here on YouTube, but the audio stuff, there's a lot more like exclusive audio stuff that I have on my podcast. So find me on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, and some other ones. Everything will be linked in the description below. But right now, what I do are my vlogs. I like to do daily vlogs about random stuff. And today, I got a number of vlogs entitled How I Met Her. How I Met Her are vlogs that I like to talk about how I met my wife and how we ended up getting married and stuff like that. It's how I met my wife. It's kind of complicated, so what I want to do is also add this to my other playlist called Guys Only. Guys Only. It's where I like to talk about guy issues, things that men face when we're trying to grow up to be men, in spite of living in a society where the men who've preceded us have failed to give an example of what manhood is. Not everyone, not every guy is a man. Not every man is a father. But today we just talk about guys only and that stuff. So one day, this was on Valentine's Day. No, it was on this girl's birthday. This girl is my wife, but I call her, at that time, she was a girl that I liked. And I don't think we weren't dating yet. She'll correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. But we were not dating yet. We were talking. Now, I don't believe, I'll get into that in another one. But we were talking. We weren't courting. We were talking. That doesn't mean that implies that we're not exclusive, that we're just talking. So, we were talking at that time, and, interests were shared, but nothing more than that, I don't think. So, it was her birthday. Now, all of what I just said is important, because if you're talking, what are your obligations for that girl on her birthday as far as gift giving? What are your obligations as a guy? I'll leave that up to you. Because some people are from the school of thought, okay, impress her on her birthday. Get her a nice gift. What if you were talking for a longer time than that? Because here's the problem. If you're talking for a long time, and or dating, and there's always a special day. There's always a special day. A day she graduates from high school, day you graduated from high school, day for college graduations, where you met, all this kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. There's a day for everything. And this is the problem. You can't buy a gift for every single holiday, for every single thing, for every monument, your first handhold, your first hug, your first kiss, maybe your first kiss, I guess, maybe, but what don't you get a gift for? That's the main question. But it was her birthday, and we were talking for a long time. I had been getting her gifts beforehand, and we were going out. I like to take her out to restaurants. So we would go out restaurants, real nice silver spoon stuff. Not necessarily, not like Chipotle. Well, she does eat Chipotle sometimes, but it came to pass that I didn't have enough money, and that was the biggest problem. I didn't have money, so it was her birthday. I didn't have money. And I had failed to get her a gift, or planned to give her a gift. So I was with my cousin. I'm freaking out. What am I going to do? Her birthday, gift. What should I do? Well, when you're a guy and you don't have that much money, if you have $20 at most. You got to get creative. Now, here a problem you might face, guys, is that if the girl doesn't know you to be artsy and you try to be artsy, well, it can be either taken as a aw or oh. Aw, he tried to make something for me, I'm flattered. Or oh, that was cheap. So I was like, okay, she makes my wife. I was like, this girl, she's very creative. She knows, like, my wife will make a cardboard. She could recreate Disney with cardboard. My wife is amazing with cardboard. I'll get like a whole bunch of like refrigerator boxes for my wife, and she'll go crazy. She'll make anything out of cardboard. It's awesome. It's really cool. So what do I do? So I was like, okay, I'm not artsy. I'm gifted musically. I can play music, but I'm not artsy. So I was like, how about I make her something? And I was like, maybe a diorama? Maybe I can get away with making a diorama. So I decided to make a diorama. And what I did was, I was like, okay, for a diorama, you need like an environment. So some people use shoe boxes, and I decided to use a glass cylinder. All right, so I was like, all right, now obviously I got to put stuff in here. Now obviously it's very difficult because shoe boxes they're open, and a glass cylinder is glass, it'll break, and it's closed to whatever you got to put inside. So I was like, okay, what do I put inside? And I was like, well, I need a foundation. And so I got like pebble rocks. I got a lot of pebble rocks. So I filled it maybe like 3/4 of the way of pebble rocks. And I was like, okay, now what? Well, I was like, let me get some, how about I make a house? How about I get a house and then I make like lanyard figures, like the rubber, like those rubber lanyards that girls make, friendship bracelets, or I don't mean to stereotype, but back when I was younger, mostly girls made these awesome friendship bracelets out of like these rubber lanyard type materials. It was pretty cool. Those girls went crazy. They did a good job. So that's what I decided to do. I got 3 colors. I got clear, pink, and blue. And so I also found this nice, cool little house. Now, all these materials I found at a PetSmart in a fish tank aisle. So that's the embarrassing part. So yeah, but I put the house there. It was like this cool tree house looking thing, and there were some trees, like plastic fake trees things. Put them there, and the pebble rocks. Put the pebble rocks, and I was like, okay. So I made lanyard people. I made a pink lanyard girl for her, a blue lanyard guy for me, and a clear one for Jesus. And I was like, all right, I wonder if she's gonna like it. Well, no, she didn't really. Like, it sucked because I learned it later on that she didn't like it, and she kind of cried because of it. That's sad, and it made me sad because it was a moment where I realized that money can't buy. It's not buying love, but money can't fix situations. You can pay your bills with money, and you can bribe people with money, but when a situation transcends deals of any sort or transactions, when the situation requires heartfelt stuff, that's when you need. And I was a little hurt. I wasn't upset, but I was like hurt because I actually really tried to make her something nice, and my financial situation was very weak, and I wasn't baller strong at that moment in life. So yeah, so I guess we can turn this over. I would make a part 1 and part 2 of it. Should I make a part 1 and part 2? I'll make a part 1 and part 2. This will be part 1, where the story has been told. Now let's go into the part 2. Connect, recharge, to be continued.